I have a crisis almost immediately when I have a pediatric intensive care unit book with 1,841 pages remaining, another textbook with calculus, and a neighbor who hits my wall when my heat turns on every so often in a green building with limited amounts of energy, drug addicts everywhere, tobacco thugs and gangsters smoking their cigarettes proudly, and all of those men and all of those women who have sex in sterile conditions where they don't worry about a baby born. They don't consider those doctors needed in those hospitals to treat a coronavirus pandemic when they stay up all night and they enjoy delirium instead of a beautiful morning and a day to get some work done, to have an evening with rest and sleep instead of paranoia and some emotion called behavior and observation, stimulation and reward of their music they play, of their walls they hit, with all of those different parts of their brain in one body, in one human, who has no gender, who does not believe that there has to be a civilization. And instead, all they need to do is use their eyes, posture, dominate when necessary, and then proclaim God and Jesus and their holy dogma and religion to keep the hormones of the biophysics and the chemistry and all of the other parts involved with blood and skin they call race and ethnicity. And lastly, when the banging on my wall stops and my weary eyes can't read a page anymore, I have to take a bus instead of walking down the street to buy some vegetables in a safe location, in a sector not patrolled by some Black Lives Matter Antifa protester with no mask, who are doing what Carl Jung talks about with synchronization and what Freud talks about with ego. And their hallucinations they call consciousness. And their starvation they call a relationship and culture. And after I go the extra mile to buy the food, to provide energy, to read about sedation and ethics, to prepare myself for the chapter on hospice, I have to remember there's a gender-neutral feminist and her gay friend, and her gay friend's social acquaintance, and their Facebook and their Twitter, and all of those explanations about what they describe as a philosophy and a theory. They never studied in a university college about the Karl Marx they proclaim as a socialist communist revolution for climate change now. And then try to eat with a sick stomach, sore ears, and a fear I will get evicted for saying a bully gets more respect and more encouragement than a pediatric medical student who wants to be a surgeon and cure cancer and have a business called Blue Circle Technology. However, in conclusion, when those who are lost with drug addiction and cartels and gangster thug affiliation, I am valued at less than a Grubhub delivery for some technological Facebook Google worker in the afternoon, and some pristine afternoon for that thug gangster bully next door to feed her fist, to feed its hand, to be a comic book description about her needs, its needs, and those needs of that over in their kingdom of kings and queens and princesses and princes who use drugs and music and culture for rewards and a stimulation extravaganza when they're bored now.